Actually, I wanted to just start with a story, an example. Here we go. So the year is 1900. And if you look at this image here, this is taken in New York City, in Manhattan, on 5th Avenue on Easter Sunday. So presumably, everyone is out wearing their Sunday best. You can see the streets are loaded with people. And the thing that you'll notice, by and large, besides all the pedestrians, is that the majority of the things that you see on this road are actually horse-drawn buggies, okay? And it might be hard from the back and with this low-resolution image, but there's a red circle in the middle of this screen. And that actually, in fact, is an automobile. So being that this is the year 1900, the overwhelming majority of cars on the road that time were powered by steam. So they were super expensive to operate. They weren't the most reliable, but that was definitely a steam-powered car. And along the way, in a relatively short amount of time, a number of things began to happen, which started to drive way to more and more transformation. So in the year 1905, Henry Ford founded the Ford Motor Company. And he started with this concept to do an affordable gas-powered car. He did this with the Model A, and then in 1908, he developed the Model T. Now, the Model T was about $850 US, so adjusted for today's inflation, it would be about $30,000, or in other words, about half the price of an average car today in the US. But what was even more remarkable was in the year 1912, gave birth to the concept at the Ford Motor Company of the assembly line. And it gave the manufacturer the opportunity for the first time to unleash technology and innovation to the world in levels that we hadn't seen before. And if you look at this same stretch of road, 13 years to the day later, on Easter Sunday on 5th Avenue in New York City, it looked like this. Now, everything that you see on the road here is a Ford Model T car. And you also see a red circle in this image as well. My back, there we go. And that image happens to be the only horse in the photo. And so what I like about this image, and we're talking a lot about, is AI here? Is there another inflection point coming? When is this going to happen? Is that this era reminds us of how quickly technology revolutions can transform our world in ways that we can't even begin to comprehend or imagine. And today, I think we stand at another threshold of a seismic shift, this time, though, being driven by AI. So my name is Andy Palmer, and I lead the AI practice for AWS's strategic accounts customers. And I've had the unique vantage point over the last 4 years to see how this is playing out, working alongside some of the most innovative and technologically advanced customers in the entire world, including the likes of Autodesk. So just as the automobile redefined mobility and urban life, AI is rapidly transforming every single industry as well. And we've got examples right here, even at Autodesk. You may have seen. This is the upcoming Autodesk Assistant in Fusion. Now, this AI assistant is powered by AWS. It will streamline design and manufacturing workflows by automating repetitive tasks, providing real-time expert guidance, and allowing users to focus more on innovation and creativity. And so by leveraging natural language prompts and context-aware support, it will reduce the manual work, minimize errors, and accelerate time to production for people of all skill levels. So you might wonder, what is AWS's role in this transformational change? And we're doing this in a number of ways. And I'm glad my numbers were right on the money with Dexter's, because you saw some of this. We are investing $100 billion in AI in just the year 2025. And this is allowing us to innovate at every single layer of the stack. So this includes our own proprietary machine learning chips for training and inference, where customers are seeing upwards of 30 to 40% price performance benefit. Even some of the models that Raji shared at reInvent last year are actually running on these chips. But in addition to that, the broadest and deepest selection of NVIDIA chips anywhere in the world, At the highest level, some services like Amazon Q, making it super easy for people to build generative AI applications, or services like Amazon Q for Developer that are accelerating the entire software development lifecycle by infusing AI into that capability. But there's probably no service more important for us and for generative AI than Amazon Bedrock. So Amazon Bedrock makes it really easy to give you all you need to build, deploy, and build generative AI applications. For starters, it's got the broadest and deepest selection of foundation models anywhere in the world. So access to all of our own internal first-party models, such as Amazon Nova, access to some of the world's best third-party models like Anthropic Claude, and even open-source alternatives like Meta's Llama and even DeepSeek are available to you, all under a single API call. It makes it very easy for you to switch models in and out. It's also completely serverless, so there's no infrastructure for you to manage, which means you can scale cost-effectively and only pay for what you use when you need it. You can securely customize the experience by bringing in your private data for added context, and everything that you need for retrieval augmented generation or even fine-tuning and customizing your own models is literally just a few clicks away. And it's also secure by design. So your data is private, it's encrypted, it never leaves your account or your network boundary. You are in full control of your data. And then finally, we provide you the tools that you need to enforce security guardrails and your own internal responsible AI policies as well. So, we've heard a little bit about agents already today, so we'll do it just a little bit more. So, the way I think about this is if the assembly line unleashed the automobile to the world, Agentic AI will likely be the one to unleash the possibilities and changes in everyday work and everyday life. What makes them different are a few things. This is kind of a general makeup of an agent. Well, one is that they can perceive the world around them. They can do this with tools, with APIs. Examples could be things like searching the web, using computer vision, or even fetching your own internal company data. They also learn and adapt, and they do this by leveraging techniques like chain of thought and reflection, even calling on and iterating over their own short and long-term memory. They can also act. So they carry out decisions, their actions based on its own decisions on behalf of humans. And this could be everything from answering a question to updating a database to controlling a device, or even actually, as Ben alluded to earlier, working with other agents. Working together as perhaps a virtual team, each of them contributing their own unique skill sets, really no differently than how your teams tend to operate today. And what we're starting to see now, and you've heard a lot about the importance of interoperability, is because now we see so much potential for these agents not just to work inside and across organizational boundaries, but across entire companies as well, too. So, fortunately, to get started building agents on AWS is very easy to do. And you can get started with literally in just a few clicks. And just to kind of give you an idea, you start simply by, from the AWS console, you pick your foundation model. And this foundation model's job is to be able to break down and orchestrate the tasks that you want your agents to do. You provide some simple instructions on the goal or the outcome that you want your agent to be able to perform. Give it secure access to the data and resources that it might need. Optionally specify any tool calls or APIs, and that's it. And you're up and running. For those of you who want to be able to do multi-agent collaboration, we have services for that as well that make it very easy and turnkey to do. A couple things I would also share that we just announced in the last week is for those of you who want more granular control and you want to be able to code around these agents, we actually just announced our Strands Agents open source SDK last Friday, giving you all the tools that you need and all the flexibility you need to design agents in any way you could see possible. We also, in just the last couple of days, have announced support for Google's A-to-A protocol inside of that as well. And we also announced officially this morning that we are going to be partnering with Anthropic to extend their model context protocol, for those of you who are familiar, to not just support agent-to-tool calling, but also agent-to-agent calling in a single packaged way. So that's coming soon. Excited to share more about that. But again, I think the theme here is this space is evolving very quickly, but the emergence and the things that we need for interoperability are here right now for us to start experimenting with. So in closing, here's what I would close with. So if cloud paved the way for the SaaS economy, and we could think of a whole bunch of different companies and organizations that didn't exist before cloud and do now. We were just talking about this earlier. The iPhone ushered in the app economy and created ways for people to delight customers in new and profound ways. And whether we like it or not, social media has given way to influencers and creators. And where I think that this is going is that AI will give us the agent economy. So for Autodesk and its customers, this means more than just adding AI features into existing products. This, for me, is about reimagining completely how design, engineering, and construction teams collaborate and create together. So this agent economy will also open new business lines, new business models, new revenue streams, as companies begin to allocate budgets, not just to software, but even to digital labor that scales on demand and delivers measurable value. So with that, I look forward to seeing what you'll do to help shape a future where human creativity and machine intelligence work hand in hand, unlocking possibilities that we can't even today imagine. Thank you.